Well, boy, howdy, friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth. I don't always start with the phrase boy, howdy, but it reminded me of my great grandma Myrtle. And as I think about the things that I have here on my desk, it was just a boy, it was a boy, howdy type of greeting. Okay. Welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. This is the Joyful Sojourn, a community of people who really are really into stationery and planning and doing things creatively on paper. And if that sounds like your kind of community and you don't mind the sound of my voice, then I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. I'm pumped. This package just arrived. These are items that I purchased from the Laurel Denise's undated collection. I was able to purchase them early because I'm an affiliate for Laurel Denise. So I have them early to flip through and share with you. These items are available to everybody starting on March 25th, 2026 at 9 a.m. Central Time. Discount code is Joyful10. Joyful10 will save you 10% off at Laurel Denise, both on the items that I'm sharing today in the undated collection launch, but anytime on the Laurel Denise website, you can use that code Joyful10. So, if you are new, I don't edit my videos. I do them in real time because one, I'm a busy toddler mom and I don't have time to edit. But more importantly, I want you guys to see my true first impressions. I am a consumer and user of planners just like you are. And I know how hard it is to not be able to get a lot of these items in a brick and mortar. So I'm here to be your eyes and your hands on product. I take my time. If I notice something, I say it. And I really just want to be a resource for you with the platform that I have and the access I have to purchase items earlier, to be gifted items. I want to really do my due diligence and share all the details. Now, as an affiliate, I have access to these items early, but I wouldn't say I'm a representative of the brand in that they're always going to be the best resource and their YouTube channel is excellent. And with some of these layouts, I do have 2 new daily layouts from Laurel Denise here to share with you guys. I would recommend definitely going over to their YouTube channel where they do a deep dive, 1 video per planner layout, so you can see what the intention was behind the designs. I'm coming at you with kind of flipping through and giving you a general overview. Always go directly to the source if you have more detailed questions. So, and it's going to be unedited, so if you need to watch me in 2 times speed, go ahead and do that. You can also kind of bebop throughout the video to see what you're looking for. Typically, when I have this amount of product, we get to like 45 minutes, maybe an hour. So buckle up. I'm going to do a very rough overview of what I have on my desk so that you know what's coming in the video though. So we have the Nancy in Field Mouse. I don't know if that stayed focused, but we have the Nancy in Field Mouse. This is the small size. We have the Rose in Moon Blossom, and all of these are undated. This is an undated launch, so all of the planners in this collection are undated, my personal favorite. Then we have the Claire. This is new. This is going to be a daily, quarterly planner. This is in the color The Prince. We have the Billy. This is the other layout that is a new daily planner. This is in Thumbelina. And then what we're going to start off with actually is this package of goodies, which is accessory items. And again, I hope we don't have issues with focusing today. There are a lot of accessories in this launch. I did not get them all, but actually what I should have done, give me just a second, because I did miss grabbing my pouches that I think are just good for you to get a sense for sizing. Now, there are going to be 2 different new designs of their 2 different styles of pouches. I did not get any pouches because I'm on a no-buy when it comes to pouches. I'm in the process of moving and I just was like, girl, don't do it. I will pick up on purchasing my pouches once I've moved to my new house. But I wanted to show you, oh dear. This is what happens when we're unedited. My air conditioning turns on. All right, it's turned off. There are 2 types of pouches available at Laurel Denise. These designs might still be in stock, but I'm really just showing them to you as an example. There are 2 new designs in the larger pen pouch. I love these pouches. They're all gonna have a that hot pink kind of signature interior. I'm presuming it's going to be the same with the new designs as well, since it is that signature hot pink. All of the designs that you see on Laurel Denise products are designed by the creative director, art director, Nancy. So she did all of these illustrations. It is like a coated, I want to say like a coated canvas bag, opens up really wide. I use these for a lot of different purposes. Here, this guy is another kind of example. I think this has my camera in it. Yeah, it's got my camera in it. So I don't just use these items for pen pouches. They fit tampons really well. So if you just want like a decorative pouch with that Laurel Denise aesthetic, I would go with the larger ones. And again, there are two designs. One of them, I almost purchased it, has swans on it. So pretty. So definitely check out the two new pouch patterns in this larger size. And then their other kind of signature pouch style is smaller, and it is a traditional pen pouch with a nice thick, heavy-duty zipper. Again, that pink interior. And this has an elastic band. So this is going to wrap around your planner so you can take pens on the go. And again, this is going to come in two new patterns on March 25th, 9 a.m. Central Time. I can't remember if I already said this, but Joyful10 is the discount code to save 10% off of your purchase. All right, let's get into the other accessories, and we'll do the planners last. I have never purchased a tip-in from them, a reusable tip-in. And so I decided to go with one of the small sizes so that I could use it in the different planners. And we will take a good look at this once we open up our planners. But this is, they call them pop-in panels. This one is called Chaos to Categories. And it's kind of like the Kanban method, where you've got these different kind of buckets of items. Now, you're not migrating them as you finish them, but it is a bucketed list, a way to organize your brained up list into different categories. And this is laminated, so you would use a wet erase marker on it, and then you can wipe it clean and start back up the next week. And you can move this in and around. Now, this one, like I said, this is the Chaos to Categories pop-in panel. And this will come in different varieties with different punch styles to fit whatever type of coil you have for your planner, because the Laurel Denise planners come in both the twin loop style and more of a spiral style. So you'll want to make sure you pick the small or the large based on the size of your planner, and then of course, make sure you're picking the one that matches the spiral type. But they have other pop-in panels. They are very, very popular because of how they can be moved in and out of your planner. And it's a way to customize your coil type planner. This is something that Laurel Denise does beautifully, absolutely beautifully, because when you think of the flexibility of a planner, you think of disc bound first. And I do think that Laurel Denise has done an excellent job of making the planners more customizable with stuff like this. So I believe there were a couple of different types of pop-in panels in this release, but I went with the Chaos to Categories, which has to call, to clean, to pay, to email, to buy, to research, quick wins, mindless tasks, and high focus. So you can categorize by the type of work that it is, or you can categorize by maybe the amount of time that you have. So maybe you brain drop over the course or at the beginning of the week, and then you put down things that really are going to take 3 minutes or less or 5 minutes or less, and you put them down here. So if you have a little window of time, you can go straight to your quick wins and be like, okay, what can I get off the list? Mindless tasks, those are the things that I would probably do in front of the television if I'm like watching a show. So maybe that's like email correspondence or something like that. So the back it's still laminated, so you could write on the back, but this is the pattern, very similar to the pattern of one of the pen pouches I was saying that had swans on it. These are the swans. So if you like this aesthetic, you can get this in pen pouch. So that is the Chaos to Categories pop-in panel. And I want to keep this near so we can try it in a planner in a little bit. Okay, oh no, we've got another pop-in panel. Did I know that I got two? I must have known that. You can see here, I got the same ones. This is what I did. I got the same one, but in the portrait mode and the landscape mode. That's what it was. And I got them both in the small size because I thought I could use them in both the large and the small. So this is what the Chaos to Categories looks like in the landscape mode. And then this is the same one, but it is sized for your portrait sized planners. And we still have the same thing to call, to clean, to pay, to email, to buy, and to research. What we lose, oh no, we don't lose it. They put it on the back. We have quick wins, mindless tasks, and high focus. This to me looks very close to a 3x3. So I'm kind of wondering, can we put sticky notes on there? This is where we get to the play part. If I can find always the question, can I find a sticky note within arm's reach? If I can't, we will pivot. But this does look like it would fit a sticky note. So, I wish I had one with me. Hold on, let me do one more look. Look at my desk. Okay, so this is one that I've been playing with, but it is, I'm pretty sure, a 3x3. Probably. Is that a 3x3? What I need to do is actually just measure this. Hold on. Let's grab a ruler. Yeah, that's a 3. And that is just shy of 3. So it's not a perfect square. It's not a perfect square, but you could put sticky notes on this as well if you wanted to reuse it in that way without using the wet erase pens. So again, we will try these out in the planner shortly, but I got them both in the small size, and you can see how they translate the different categories to accommodate the sizes of the I keep wanting to say tip in or pop in. Guys. Okay, so let's talk about stickers, because I did, ooh, sneaky peek at some. These are way bigger than I was expecting. These are the new notepads, and I love that they're big. I was not expecting that size because I didn't read the fine print. I just added to cart, but my goodness, very happy. Okay, so they have a new collection of stickers that are called the regulars. This is the habit tracking stickers. And these are just squares with our monthly habit trackers on them. And then love a vertical tracker. These are strip stickers for those of you, why are we not focusing, that like to do vertical or horizontal tracking. So let's open this up. Again, this is the habit tracking stickers. In the vertical view, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 sheets. And let me lift up one of these so we can see what it looks like. Yeah, so it is a strip sticker, and you can go horizontally across your planner with these. So there is a very thin line. Can you guys see that? For you to add what habit it is you're tracking right here. And then you can just use a little dot pen to mark it for each day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's 8 times 3, everybody? 24. So you've got 24 of these monthly habit tracking stickers in the kind of horizontal view. And then we have the monthly view, and I'm guessing this is also going to be, wow, we are just not wanting to focus today. The monthly view sticker. So this is if you want to just move your habit tracker somewhere else. And let's lift one of these guys out. So again, we have 3 sheets, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 8, again, at 24 stickers. These are paper stickers, just writable paper stickers. And it's the same font as your Laurel Denise planner. So if you're someone that likes everything to match and correspond, they're going to match just fine. So here are your monthly habit tracker stickers. I will say that you could use these in other planners too, not just Laurel Denise. They feel very, very sticky. So I'm willing to bet that these are stickers that once you lay them down, you don't want to try to lift them back up. Okay, let's move on to the decorative stickers. Again, all of these are illustrated by Nancy, so they are all hand illustrated artwork. They are very Pipsticks vibes, so if you like just adding kind of icons here and there into your planner spreads, you can do that. This is movie and game night themed, so here you can see all of the different, come on baby, focus, all the different elements. I mean, these are teeny tiny little baby stickers. We've got movie theme, popcorn, playing cards, dice, poker chips, all kinds of fun little decorative elements here. And this is one sheet. So this is movie and game night. Then we have wellness and medical. So we've got pill bottles. We have like heart monitoring. We have a stethoscope, a chart, a syringe, and we have little teeth. So if you're more of a functional planner, but you want to add a little whimsy to your planning spread, you could do the wellness and medical sheet. And again, it's just one sheet, but that's a lot of icons there because they're a lot smaller. Then I almost didn't get this one because I am kind of past the age of weddings and whatnot. But then I remembered that my brother-in-law is going to be getting married. And I was like, well, he's not getting married for several months, but I might as well add this to order now since it's new. But we have so many fun little stickers here. They're great if you are getting married and you want to log it, or you're in a wedding, or you want to create custom cards for someone getting married, or do like a memory keeping something for a loved one getting married. You've got these cute little illustrations here that represent the wedding. I'm going to have to stand up because I'm worried about you guys not being able to see things okay. All right, so we've got our suit, and we've got a wedding dress, cakes, rings, florals. Look at the car with the cans at the end, a ring. We've got champagne, and then these look like long strips, like washi strips, but they're all clear stickers, but they have that kind of look of strips. So all along here, these are singular strips. What a fun way to decorate a wedding month if you're gonna go to a wedding or be in a wedding. And just want to note the difference in sheet sizes. So they are going to be a different price, just depending on the size of the sheet. But again, Joyful 10 will save you 10% off. So cute little mix of decorative stickers, functional stickers here, habit tracker stickers, all releasing in that March 25th release. Okay, now I'm going to have to take off some plastic here to take a look at two new notepads. Again, I was expecting these to be a lot smaller, like, I don't know, like a 5x7 maybe. These are large, and it actually makes me more likely to use it. I don't know what it is about an 8.5x12 notepad. That's what this is. That, I don't know, sitting on my desk, I feel like I can sit up at it and brain dump. And I like that experience. So we'll look at the chaos to categories first. This is a replication of the pop-in that I've already shown you. So if you're someone that wants to put these categories in your planner, you would want to get one of these pop-in panels, and it'll just be in your planner. But if you're someone that has a desk that you like to sit at every day and just, I just need to get this down on paper. Maybe you do pre-planning. You want to kind of get it down first and then migrate it over to your planner. You can do that on this pad. Love this. I thought that this pattern up at the top was part of the like packaging for the pages, but check this out. It's actually it's printed on the paper. So this is the first full sheet. It's not like a fold over of like a cardstock. So it says chaos to categories, like the pop-in panel. And then all of the categories are going to be the same. Hope you guys can see that okay. Let me double check. Not really wanting to focus. So we have to call, to clean, to pay, to email, to buy, to research, quick wins, mindless tasks, and high focus. And the top 6 boxes are lined ever so faintly, but just enough, like if it's going to bother you having your handwriting kind of going off at an angle. I do not write straight, so I appreciate very faint lines here, just enough to give me a little bit of structure. And then the 3 at the bottom are like buckets: quick wins, mindless tasks, and high focus. Let me see if the packaging tells me how many pages. So it's 8.5 by 12, chaos to categories notepad. It does not tell me the number of pages, but I'm willing to bet probably 50. This is a pretty thick notepad. So you get a very generous serving, if you will, of that. And then even on the back, it's just the classic aesthetic that we love from Laurel Denise. So we've got the label on the back, gold foiling, Laurel Denise notepad. It's got the size on it, website, etc. In a really pretty yellow color. So that is the notepad, and it's just gummed up at the top. So you would just peel it off as you go. So there is the Chaos to Categories notepad. Definitely did not read the fine print on the size. Oh, and then the board is nice and hard. So this is going to be a nice sturdy notepad. All right, let's take a look at the Kanban method notepad. Very excited about this one. Again, it is 8.5 by 12. This one I could see customizing it even more. Maybe changing out the buckets up at the top. I know that it is labeled Kanban, but yeah, I just feel like this is maybe the most flexible. Although with this one, I was just thinking you could actually relabel days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then you could just do like brain dump. So you could, oh, and then I didn't look at the back, just blank white on the back. You could relabel all of these headers or any of these headers to make it what you want it to be. If you just want a giant notepad with structure already on it, or you're just like not motivated to use your planner for whatever reason over the course of a month, you can use something like this. Definitely feeling that inspiration with this one. They've given you the structure to do the Kanban method, where basically you keep all of your items, all of your tasks accounted for. So even though you're doing them or you've done them, you still visibly see them on the list. So you list down all of the things that you'd like to do. As they move into the process of being completed, you move them to doing, and then when they're done, you can move them to the done list. And it is very satisfying to see the items migrate from start to finish. Now, I'm more familiar with using this method with like sticky notes. So let's say I want to, actually here, we'll use one of these little guys. This is a large sticky note actually, but just as an example, and there's all kinds of videos on YouTube about this method, but let's say my video or my to-do is the Laurel Denise YouTube video. So it's on my to-do list. Then if I'm in the middle of the process of doing it, so let's say I've filmed it, but I need to write a description for it, or I need to create a thumbnail, it's going to move to the doing. So it's currently in process. And then once I've completed it, it moves to done. So they've created a pad to where you're actually writing things down multiple times, but you're migrating it over. But you could certainly use the sticky notes, the Laurel Denise sticky notes. I've already packed them up, unfortunately, but I would use her sticky notes that have the variable sizes, and you could use this sheet multiple times. You could even laminate this sheet if you wanted to, and then maybe make your own pop-in if you want to. And then I like down at the bottom, we have a nice big section for notes. So if you're just looking for a giant 8.5 by 12 notepad with a very pretty aesthetic up at the top that is very well made, and you like these bigger buckets, this is going to be a really great notepad option. So I'm glad that they are introducing these to their shop. And the back is going to be a different color on this one. Really pretty plum Still with that gold foiling. 50 sheets. Hold on. Did the other one say 50 sheets and I missed it? It did. So yes, there are 50 sheets on each of these notepads. And I believe it was just these two in this release. Yeah, because I was like, oh, there's new notepads. I want to make sure I get all of them. So 2 new notepads in this release. You guys ready to get into the planners? I know I am. So let's just go over the packaging first. I did take these planners out of the box to save time, but I do want to go over and unbox one of them on camera so that we can see basically what the packaging experience is like. So every release from Laurel Denise, all of the planners in that given release are going to be in the same box. So every release is going to have a new design. So this is the box design for any planner in the March 25th, 2026 undated collection release. No matter what planner you're getting, no matter what layout or cover type that you're getting, it will come in this box. So this is what you can look forward to. This is one of those patterns that I say this a lot with the Laurel Denise patterns. Online, I'm like, it's granny chic. And then when I see it in person, I'm like, but it's so freaking cool. So you just have to give it a try, because once you see these patterns in person, they really are so lovely. And granny chic is now like a compliment in my book. So this is what the packaging is going to look like. You'll know if you get multiple planners, which is which by the label on the back. The label on the back is going to tell you what the product is, what the design of the cover looks like, and then what it's called, and if it's a dated or undated planner. So this label is going to change, but the box will not. So this one I kept in its packaging so we can look at it first. So this is the interior. It is so pretty. Love this design. Again, we see the swans here. This is what we can see in one of those pouches if you like that swan design. Planners for the way that you think. So it's always going to come with this little kind of flag here, and then information, a QR code on the back. You get to open it up and get this whole like experience. It's just so pretty. Planner's going to come bubble wrapped. Let's open this one up. And our first flip through will be of this planner, which is, I'm going to double check this, the Nancy in Field Mouse. So Field Mouse is a lovely lemon, not lemon. It's a little bit dirtier than a lemon. Yellow color with some lined florals and leaves. The horizontal landscape mode planners are going to come with a twin loop coil in a really, really dark, like metallic brown. It's not copper. It's definitely more brown, but I like the coil that they use. I have found it to stand up pretty nicely. This is the small size. Okay. And the interior, when you have a patterned exterior, you're going to have fun pattern on the inside. If you're going to have a neutral exterior, there's a neutral interior as well, which we'll see in just a minute, unless they decided to change things up. Because while I did unbox all the planners I purchased, I have not opened them yet. So we're going to see this for the first time. I missed their live where they went through the collection. So this truly is my first impression of everything. First time I'm seeing things. So here is the exterior. Interior is going to have this beautiful orange with the lemon yellow flowers, and then a pop of blue here. Let's get a close up there of the different textures. And again, I just always feel like it works. Like the blue here works because we've got the orange that we see here, and there are blue leaves on the flowers that match as well with the blue on the inside. So very, very pretty. It also comes with a pocket that you can use on the inside cover, and there is a pocket on the back cover as well. Okay, so undated means they are going to give us labels to date our tabs. If you buy a dated planner, obviously, whenever it starts, whether it's an academic, where it starts in July, or it's just a traditional annual planner starts in January, these are going to already be labeled. But because this is an undated planner, they give you the tabs that you need to date it. So if you decide that you want to start this in April, you can have this first tab be labeled for April. You get 2 bookmarks here. I have a love-hate relationship with bookmarks for coils. I just feel like they never quite work right, but you do have 2. One of them says you are here and it has a ruler on it. And then the other one says you are also here and it has a scalloped edge if you want to create a little bit of design. They are tabbed up at the top. Ooh, this actually feels quite nice. Maybe they've been improving their cuts on these rulers, because I do feel like these work. That went on quite nicely. Let me try this again. Yeah, this is going on nicely. Maybe the difference is they've cut them all the way down. I don't know, but that actually feels quite nice. Now, the tab location is the same, so you'll want to make sure that if you're using both of them, you space them out enough to where you can feel the first and second tab. So 2 different rulers. You get your monthly tab stickers. These are punched in, and if you want them out, you can leave them here, or what I would do is actually just cut between each coil so that you can have this sheet of paper be removable, and maybe add it to the back of the planner. But these are little half moon stickers, and they do give you 2 for each month, so that, why are we not focusing today? Let's go. They give you 2 of each so that you can put one on the front and one on the back of the tab, so you can see it from either angle. We've got literature here. I think what I'll need to do is just kind of slide this guy back and forth. Literature here, just going over an introduction to the brand and how to use the product. Same thing on the other side here. We've got our QR codes that take you to different resources. If you're not following their YouTube channel, like I said at the beginning, make sure that you're doing that, because they put all kinds of fun content out there and really want to make sure that people are educated with how to use their planners. Next page is your names, your name kind of title page, who the book belongs to. I love decorating this spread. Let me see if I have, yeah, this guy. I've loved this one. This is what I was using for quite a while for fitness and wellness. And just, I mean, look how you can totally customize a name page to just make it your own. So the reason I actually picked up the small is because I am kind of interested in bringing Laurel Denise back into my planner lineup. So we'll see if any of these capture my fancy today. All right, now on this 2-page spread, we typically have monthly calendars. But again, this is undated and they don't know when you're starting it. So there are no monthly calendars on this kind of year at a glance view, but I think that's okay. You could print them out if you would, like print out little monthly calendars if you want to, but they've left it open for you to still use this space for goal setting. So you can write in your month, then your goals and things you want to remember. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got a full 12 months of goal setting here at the front of the planner. You have generous margins as well with dot grid, where you could add more calendar information. Okay, so now we get into this layout. Again, this is in the smaller size, but this is their horizontal planner. And I would say that this one is really, really excellent as a health and wellness planner as I was using it. Again, this one is the Nancy in small. So the Nancy is going to be your horizontal. This is what is signature about the Laurel Denise planner. You have a view of your monthly right next to your weeklies. So you can see your weekly and your monthly at the same time. Now in this small size, you have to shorthand a little bit. These boxes are small, but I found them to be very helpful for wellness and even like social media tracking, where you're just doing numbers, or you have icon stickers where you just want to log maybe like a little treadmill sticker that you walked on the treadmill. You can do fun icons here to log things, and then log maybe meals and like fitness tracking type things. in these weekly layouts. So I'm just going here to see what the weekly looks like. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces here. So you've got your Monday through Sunday or your Sunday through Saturday. Then that actually carries over to the right page where you have to do today and this week. Now, I like the split of having the day go all the way across because it is building in some structure for you. So again, if you're using this for health and wellness, you could put your health and like fitness information, or you could do like a line a day, like journaling how you're feeling. And then maybe the to do today, you relabel it as your meals. So this is like your meal planning. And then this week I use mostly for deco, but maybe if you wanted to track your steps, you could do that here as well. So that is your horizontal view. And then at the end of the month, you have your habit tracker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 different habits that you can track over the course of the month. And then a long page here with additional note space. So you have dot grid, and then you've got to do this month. So really, if you are looking at your planner in one sitting, you have your monthly, you have a horizontal view of your week, and then you have your to-do list for the month and a little bit of a peekaboo of the rest of the dot grid section of this whole page. So it's all in one shot on your desk. Now the footprint is pretty long, so keep that in mind. However, I like the small size because when it does fold back over, it is pretty compact. Very easy to take in a bag. So I do like that small size, but you are going to lose some of the, you're going to lose the writing space up here. And again, because it's undated, you're going to add your days. I like that about the undated here, that she didn't pre-print Monday or Sunday. I've seen a lot of undated planners that at least get you started with writing the day of the week and then you add the date. They don't do that with the Laurel Denise planner here, and I appreciate that because you don't have to identify if you want a Monday start or a Sunday start. And frankly, you could change your mind from month to month. If you start with maybe a Sunday start monthly and then you want to do a Sunday start weekly, and then the next month you're like, I did not like that. I want to transition back to a Sunday start monthly and a Monday start weekly, you can do that and just change things up the next month because they don't pre-print your days. So that is this planner, the horizontal view. And just know that if you like this layout, they do make them in dated versions, but the next round, the academic launch hasn't happened yet. So this is only undated. You'll have to wait. I don't remember the date or if they've even publicized the date yet, but it will be coming that you'll be able to get some academic year start dated planners. Okay, going to the very back, the last tab here is your notes section, and they did label it for notes because it doesn't matter when you're starting it. And I like this. We've got some planning ahead pages here. So place for month, your goals and things to remember. So you could do that for future months. Then we have yearly wins and yearly lessons. This is just maybe a reflection or memory keeping page, however you want to use it. I love the yearly plan perspective. This is a great insert. These you can actually purchase a la carte on the website. If you wanted to get more kind of add-on notes pages, you can add more to your planner. Yearly planning, really great if you do want to do more detailed tracking, or maybe you want to track your bills or something like that. You've got a place for the month or the item, and then you track it across horizontally. This has been helpful for me in tracking finances. This kind of looks like a roster, like a school roster, and I love that. I would put for finance tracking, if I'm doing it for my job, I would list my sources of income going down this way, and then I'd actually label the months up here at the top, and then each line item, whatever my payout is for that month, goes in this box, and then I can see this whole view of my payments from each business by month. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of these. And I'm pretty sure Laurel Denise has ideas for how to use the notes pages at the back on their YouTube channel. So if you're looking for suggestions, definitely check them out for that. Then you get graph pages. I love those, just additional note space. You get 4 of those, and then I believe you get 4 of the dot grid. And at the very back, it's just kind of a currently page. So we have books I'm reading, things I'm listening to, happy moments, gratitude, hobbies, ways I'm moving my body, I'm excited for, I'm hopeful for. This always feels like an odd location to put this because it's at the end of the planner. So it seems like it would be like a year-end reflection, but it says books I'm reading, and I feel like it should be books I've read. Ways I moved like this. I feel like this should be past tense because it's at the back of the planner, but that's just a minor thing that I noticed. Again, you get the pocket in the back, and then we close things up and we are done. Beautiful back. We've got the Nancy undated. So the label is going to tell us what the planner is and if it's dated or undated. So that is planner number 1. And while I'm here, I want to test. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that is for the portrait style one. So this is the pop-in panel that is reusable. Actually, let's throw this here. So what I would do is put the pop-in panel at the back here, at the back of your weeklies. And it doesn't really add a ton of bulk to your planner, but this way you've got your monthly, you've got your weekly, and then you've got a reusable space here. And that fits quite nice. I love the decorative element here on the back as well. So this is a beautiful fit for the small Nancy, and thus the small Anne as well. Okay, so that is planner number 1. Let's take a look at planner number 2. Actually, now I gotta move these boxes out of the way. Hold on. Planner number 2 is the rose. This is the rose in small. The pattern is moon blossom. Okay, moon blossom. Here's our interior pattern. So you can see front. Lovely. And interior. Very pretty. Let's focus. Okay. Again, 2 bookmarks here. Divider tabs, if you will. Our monthly tab stickers for dating our planner. Information pages. Name page. Our goal setting kind of year at a glance view. And then the rose. I really like the rose. I am a very, very big fan of monthly planners. If someone told me you can only use one planner for the rest of your life, one planner layout, I would say it would have to be a monthly, because I could ultimately, with the space that a monthly planner usually gives me, I can create my own weekly spreads. I can create dailies if I need to, but I love a monthly. The rose is for someone who doesn't want little pages here. You want a bigger monthly. This is in the small size, so you have to picture the large is going to be a lot larger. So, and just to show the difference in how much more room you get, the rose and the Nancy are the same size planners, but like dimensions wise, but because the I'm going to get these mixed up. The Nancy has more of these weeklies, the coil's bigger. So you've got a much slimmer design here for the monthly, but it's the same dimensions. And what I was going to show, I'm sorry, is just the difference in the monthly layout, just how significant of a difference it is when you are taking up space for your weeklies, being able to see your weeklies at the same time as your monthly. So there's your monthly in the rose, and then look how small the monthly is because it's next to a weekly in the Nancy. So different vibes. Do you need more weekly space or do you need more monthly space? That is going to be a decision for you to make, but I love a monthly. So here's your big monthly. You've got a space for the month and the year. You can add those yourself. And then on the other side, I love a good brain dropping space. That's exactly what you have. You have 4 large columns here. You've got a space up at the top to categorize them. You could make it week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. You could put date spans up here if you wanted to work on your to-do list in that way, still by time. Or it could be home to-dos, work to-dos, maybe your child's name and things they have going on this month, your spouse's name, whatever. And then you've got your habit tracker down at the bottom. And that's it. And because you're not having weeklies, there's no little hump here. And the pages that everything's printed on is on the divider tabs. Or the dashboard pages with the tabs. So it is going to be a thicker paper all the way through. So it just, I don't know, feels, it feels, what word am I looking for? I don't know. Strong. It feels, not that the paper is not strong on the Laurel Denise weeklies, but this is a significantly thicker kind of cardstock paper, which feels quite nice. So that's it. The rose is super simple. If you want a monthly planner, you can get it in the larger size as well. But yeah, plenty of space here for brain dropping. Now I do want to add the tip-in, because I do think that if you're in a rose and you want just a little bit more space, maybe you do want to somehow make a breakdown by week, then maybe you want to add in a pop-in panel for tasks by type. So you do have the option of adding a pop-in here. Also, you can buy inserts. So Laurel Denise does sell the weekly inserts and like smaller notes pages. So you could, if you like the monthly, the size of the full monthly in the rows, but you want to add weeklies when you need them, you could tip in some weekly inserts. The only thing you're going to lose is visibility of part of your monthly, but you can add more here. Because this is a smaller coil though, you're not going to be able to add quite as much as you would if you were using the Nancy. So there are ways to customize this even more to bring some weekly pages back into it. Let's go to the back. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same. We've got a notes tab, and then, yep, your goal setting and your notes are going to be all the same size as the Nancy that we just looked at as well. We have our pretty deco on the back and that back pocket as well. So that again is Moon Blossom in the Rose. Moving on, we have 2 more planners, and these are the ones that I think people are the most curious about. So we have the Billy and we have the Claire. Let me pull this guy back out. The Billy and the Claire. These are the brand new daily planners from Laurel Denise. They are quarterly planners because you guys would not be able to handle, nobody would want a daily planner with this style of layout for 365 days. It just would not work because of the view of being able to see the monthly and the dailies at the same time. You're going to have too much of a stacked vibe, and it would just be unpurchasable, in my opinion. So I think that the Laurel Denise team was smart to make them quarterly. Does that make it possibly more expensive? I don't know what the price is on this, but yeah, you're looking at changing your planner out quarterly, and that might bother some folks, in which case this might not be the daily planner for you. But if you're looking for a tool that is going to keep your life organized and you want to see a monthly and have daily planning pages in one place, then you might be willing to purchase a quarterly planner. I know that if that is going to match my planning style, I would purchase it. So it really comes down to your finances, your style of planning, and what you value. And people will place different values on different things. So I'm not mad at a quarterly planner because I think it had to be done for their style of planners. So this is, again, the Billy. Billy is going to be the daily in the landscape mode. Okay. And then the Claire is the daily in a portrait mode. So you get to choose if you want it to be this way or this way. Let's start with this guy. The cover design here is Thumbelina. Very pretty. I love the colors. There was like a rose colored planner. I can't remember which one it was, which layout, but I really wanted that color. But I ended up going with what I thought would be the most helpful for you guys to see on YouTube. I will say that a number of these planners come in a variety of different patterns and color types. So if you want this guy, but in a different color or pattern, it probably is on there. I can't remember all the different configurations. I think there was only one planner that only came in one color option, but the other ones had 2 to 3 different design covers. So there is some flexibility there. If you want this planner, but in a different color, you can find it. Okay. So we're going to get our 2 divider tab / ruler bookmark guys here. You're going to get those with all of your landscape mode planners. Still have your giant pocket here. This is the large size planner. So it's got a bigger footprint, just to do a comparison here between a small and a large planner. You can see that right here. So small and large. Pretty significant difference in my opinion. And then when you actually open it up, are we gonna, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get the whole thing in this shot, but here you can see just that footprint difference. Significantly different. So I would consider the large to be desktop planners. I wouldn't, you know, if you take them anywhere, they should stay where they're going. So if this is going to be a work planner, keep it at work. This is not something I'd want to take back and forth unless I'm wearing a backpack. Okay, so couple things that I noticed right off the bat. Again, this is my first impressions. I have not seen these items yet. I didn't watch any videos. The tabs are different. So I love that they changed the tab to better balance out the fact that this is a quarterly planner. If they had teeny tiny tabs spread out, it just would not have been aesthetically pleasing. So I love these giant tabs to accommodate our 4 months. I think that is so, so cool. Or 3 months. So, and the tab stickers are going to match the, I can't take this out. Let me lift this up. They're going to match that shape. They're very, come on, almost look like scallops. So you would just place them on your plastic tab. I do think I should have watched their informational videos just so that I know what I'm getting myself into. Here's our name page. You can see it's the Billy. It is undated. Let's get into it. Okay. So instead of the year at a glance pages that have the small little boxes, either with calendars or without in the undated version, this opening spread is awesome for brain dumping. Remember, this is undated, so they've left it very open. We have a huge section here for dot grid notes. Then we have the other half, a place for the month, and then things to remember. And this is just open. I wish this had a little bit of structure to it just because I'm going to write it crooked, but that's okay. Then we have the second and the third month, things to remember. So much room for brain dumping. I'm going to lift this up here so you can see what's going to happen or what would have happened if this had been a 12-month planner. Look at how these dailies, remember, they're going to give you 31, or I guess they'll probably split it in half. So let's say there's 16 maybe sheets in here for each month. That would become so thick and unbalanced if they give you 12 sets. So here you can see you already have a little bit of a lump. They don't bother me. You do get used to them, but it would be ginormous. Like, and this coil would be massive and then it would peter out at the bottom. So I totally get why they did it this way. So you've got your brain dumping space. And I'm going to stand back up here just to ensure that we don't have focus issues. Come on. All right, big tab. Oh boy. All right, let's start on this side. here is our monthly, pretty good size, not too big, not too small. Then we have a big dot grid section, and then we get into the dailies. I'm going to lift this up so we can see them clearly. The undated daily is open dated to where you would just mark off the day of the week and the date. Just use a little dot pen, use a regular pen. I would use a dot pen and like boop. And each day is split in half with a lined section and a dot grid section. I like that. I like that little bit of formatting so you can decide what you are using it for. So we're going to turn the page and we have day number 2, day number 3. Focus back in here. Come on. I always have the hardest time with the filming Laurel Denise planners for YouTube, just because their formatting is so unique and it's hard to fit them all on the page. Now, I wanted to mention 2 things. First of all, we have a lot of space here for daily stuff. I love that they've split it up because we can do daily journaling here and then we can do tasks down here. If you really like to have a more dedicated space for your day, this is going to be great. I want to test my existing hourly time blocking washi tape if I can get access to it, because if you're someone that wants a daily that's time blocked, you should be able to do that if their washi tape fits. So I'm going to grab, should have thought about this first. So give me just a moment. I'm going to grab my timed washi and we'll see how it fits. In this release, they also are coming out with military time washi. I did not purchase it because I don't use military time, but I know that everybody knows what it is. So I want to make sure I mention it. And if you are someone that does see life in military time, they're releasing washi tape in military time. So it's going to be just like this, but in military time. Now this is half-hour increments. I can't remember if it's in hourly increments. That might be the one difference. But what I wanted to show is how, if you didn't want to do journaling and to-do lists, you actually wanted a space for time blocking. I wanted to play around for a second and just see how can we incorporate the washi into our time blocking. So I'm going to preemptively kind of trim this off. And I want to try it in both the top section and the bottom section. And of course, we're going to have some focusing issues, but let's just go with it. So let's say we're going to start with 5 o'clock. This fits beautifully. Look at that. So the line section up at the top will fit 9 to 5 in half-hour increments. And the lines perfectly align with their washi tape, timed washi tape. So I would presume that to also be the case for the military time washi that you can get in the March 25th release. Just out of curiosity now, I want to actually just see, let's say I wanted to go all the way down. Let's lift this guy back up. Let's see if it's actually easily removable. That is pulling up the page. Hold on. Let's try this again. I'm going to start with, let's say I want my day to start at, rotate this a little bit. I want my day to start at, say I want my day to start at, I'm not going to stick this down. You can go from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. We are not focused. I'm sorry, guys. 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., 5 a.m. to 10. Wow. So you could run this the whole length. If you wanted to do that, you could actually split your daily in half and have half of this be hourly time blocking your schedule and then the other half be writing and your to-do list. So if you want a full day of hourly time blocking, you have plenty of room for that. Well done, Laurel Denise team, for aligning everything perfectly. So you're going to have a very, very full, oh my goodness, we need to flip through each one because I just noticed we've got some dot grid. Okay, so the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh dot grid. So let's do this again and see, are they giving us a dot grid sheet between every 7 days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dot grid. Genius. Wait. We'll just do this for the first month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dot grid. Yep. They're going to do that for how many weeks? Are they going to give us? I'm guessing they're giving us 31 days, or are they giving us 4 weeks? I should have been paying attention. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're giving us 5 weeks. Fabulous. Although on the last week, they're giving us habit trackers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 habit trackers. And then very familiar monthly dashboard page with dot grid and then an open column for this month. You're going to turn and experience the same thing over again for months 2 and 3. Now at the end, wait a second. Yep. At the end, this last tab is going to be where we have the column view for your kind of months at the next 3 months at a glance. I'm willing to bet that they're going to be doing this in a dated version. So if you're worried like, okay, how am I supposed to get a whole year? I probably wouldn't buy them all the undateds at once. Just wait for a dated version. And what you can do is put future months information here. This is going to be very helpful for planners like this where you don't have the full year on one coil. So if you're using this for April, May, June, make this for July, August, September, and then any future things that you have going on in a planner that you don't have yet, you can log here. Then you have your quarterly wins and lessons and your currently things. So you are not going to have notes pages here in the back, like the yearly tracking pages, the extra like dot grid and graph grid, but I'm not sure that you need it given that they're giving us so much space with dailies, and between each week we have a dot grid page. So that is the brand new Billy. Now, they only come in the large size. I suspect they're feeling this out to see how people like the Billy in the large size. And then in the future, maybe they would give us a Billy in a small size. So just in this footprint. And then there are a couple of other design options for this. So again, this is the Billy in Thumbelina. The last planner we're going to take a look at is their new daily in this kind of portrait mode, and this is called the Claire. So if you prefer that portrait mode, the scout mode, this mode, then you want the Claire. This color is called the Prince. This is a smoky mid-tone blue. And actually I have, wait a second, just curious, I've got my Archer and Olive notebook here. Very similar in color to this beautiful navy Archer and Olive storybook notebook. So if you have this, it's a very similar color, just for comparison's sake. I don't know if everybody uses all the things like I do, but if you're an Archer and Olive user, just know that is very comparable. So the solid color doesn't have any texture to it. I have noticed that, like, I don't know, if I'm feeling kind of sweaty, sometimes I see fingerprints, but they go away. So that's just one of the downsides to going with a solid color. But the positive is you can decorate this and make it look really cool. This is the first planner that we're seeing in today's video that has this type of coil. Again, if we're going landscape mode, you're going to get the twin loop. If you go in this portrait mode, it's going to be the coil, standard kind of singular coil. And because it is a solid, I think they're presuming people want neutrals. So the inside is also going to be neutral. We've got our giant pocket here. And then we have our bookmarks. These are the ones that I struggle with. I think it's the ones in this kind of more portrait mode, because the punches don't go all the way down. They can be kind of, yeah, they're a little bit trickier to use in this planner. So I don't know. I can't say that I use them because I don't. I kind of find them frustrating. But if you can get familiar with using them and moving them around, you can certainly do that. So same concept as the Billy, where we've got quarterly, we've got nice large pullable tabs, and then we have the tab stickers to label the front and the back. We've got our information page, name page, and then same thing as the other layout that we've seen. Big, nice chunk here of dot grid, things to remember for month 1, 2, and 3. And we pull the tab and we get into this guy. I was really curious about this one. I don't know why this one makes me nervous. I'm going to stand back up just to make sure that you guys can see things clearly. It looks like you can see things all right. So I love the Scout. I love the portrait mode. I find the portrait mode to be easier to use. It's more intuitive. It's more like a standard planner, but they have adapted to their Laurel Denise style, which is giving us the month view and then the weekly or the dailies down at the bottom. So if you're someone that doesn't want a super wide footprint, then you're going to want to look at the Scout. You're going to want to look at the Claire because that's what's going to give you the more traditional dimensions. So we've got a space for notes, the month, the year. This is all very standard to a Scout planner. We've got our habit tracker here, and then we've got 4 buckets down here for the month, whatever you want to track. Where things get interesting is this center section, and these are where your dailies are. And I think I like it. It's just different. So you've got your same layout as the Billy. We've got a place to log if it's what day of the week and then what the date is. And then they're giving us, again, both the lines and the dot grid. Again, I love that they're giving us both insides types. I like structure. I don't like a lot of blank white space that I have to add lines to. So I like that they're giving us both options. If you want to do more doodling for the day, more listing for the day, you can do that here. If you want to do more writing or you like to write on lines, you can do that here, and you can just sticker this up. Doesn't matter. You do have a lot of space for your daily planning in 2 different layouts. Let's grab the washi tape because I do want to see, again, if we're doing time blocking, how much space we're going to have. So I'm not going to lay this down because I don't want to rip the paper up, but let's go to, let's say we start at 6. If we start at 6 a.m., we're going to go till 1 p.m. You could then split it, right? You could do 6 to 1 and then 1:30 to 8:30. Or if you wanted your day to stop at 5, you could draw a line here and have some brain dumping here. So you do have room to do hourly time blocking. It's just how much time do you want to block, and do you want to go into the dot grid? But you've got, again, let me go, or let's see if we can do if you're doing traditional like business hours, looks like you can do 9 to 4, and that would be fine. So maybe this is your work area, like business hours type stuff. And then this is just your kind of brain dumping for the day. What you lose in this layout is, like compared to the weekly, that I love about this style is the alignment of your days, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then when you're looking at this in a weekly format, the lines perfectly line up. But again, that's, if you're wanting a weekly, they're going to do the same thing that they do with the landscape mode, where you've got your days, and then between each week you have a dot grid section. Love that they frame that out just so it doesn't blow away. But you've got plenty of note space here. Let's flip through all the pages, and then when we get through the whole month of dailies, we have dot grid and dot grid here. So that is your Claire, which is the kind of portrait or scout view with daily inserts down at the bottom. Again, I would be interested to see in time if people like the dailies, if they end up selling these individually, and you could pop them into your existing scout planner if that's something you want to do. So that is the second daily option from Laurel Denise. When we get to the back, we have our next 3 months in advance at a glance, our quarterly wins and lessons, and then our currently prompts and our bonus pocket at the back. So that, my friends, oh, and then we have, all of these are going to have your label on the back. That is the Claire in the Prince. This color is called the Prince. It is undated. Then we have the Billy. This is the other undated daily. This is in the Thumbelina pattern. Then we had the Nancy in, what was this one called? Nancy in Field Mouse. Throw that down there. And we're missing one. Moon Blossom. This was Moon Blossom in the Rose, which is the monthly. And then we also went through the notepads, which are a great addition. I mean, look how big these are. Plenty of writing space. Oh, you know what we didn't try is the pop-in panel in the Billy. So I got the pop-in panel in the smaller size because I wanted to be able to use it in both the small and the large. But they do have a large if you'd prefer it to be in a large size. But here, I wonder if we can just... Actually, this would be a good marker for what day you're on, adding a little bit of thickness. But I'm going to add this right here and see. Yeah, I mean, I find them to be difficult with this kind of coil. They work, they're just difficult to pop in. But you could throw this pop-in panel, the Chaos to Categories panel, you could put it in your current days. So it's an easy kind of like way to kind of grab. Although it doesn't have a tab up at the top, so it's going to be, I guess if you use one of these tabs to get to your current day. Is it sticking out? No, it doesn't stick out. So you'd need a tab to get to your current month, or use this guide to get your current month. And then, so we get to our current month, and then you can grab this to get to your current day or days. So these might be handy to have if you need additional writing space for the month. Or you could just use the dashboard that's already in here. But I wanted to get this to see how it fit inside, the small one fit inside the large, and I think it works just fine. So maybe in general, if you want to add additional writing space and you go back and forth between small and large planners, maybe just get the small so you can use it in the small and the large. Okay, long video, friends. You still with me? Leave me a, I don't know, leave me a heart emoji if you watched all this. All right, if you decide to pick anything up, whether it be the stickers or the pop-in panels, the notepads, or any of these new daily planners, make sure you use the code JOYFUL10. That JOYFUL10 is going to save you 10% off of your purchase, and that's what allows me to keep the lights on around here. It allows me to continue showing new product. Again, whenever I can, if I have to, I will purchase product, put my money where my mouth is, and make sure that I have product to show, because I know not everybody has a platform like this to do that. And so I do purchase product on my own so that I can share it with you, so that you can hone in and only purchase what you want, what you need, what is in your budget. So I hope that it's helpful that I do this. And if so, definitely shop with my affiliate link in the description box, or use that discount code JOYFUL10 whenever you shop at Laurel Denise. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Come hang out with me over on Instagram. My handle is The Joyful Sojourn. And if you want to hang out with me again, I sure hope that you do. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Until next time, friends, God bless you. God bless you and keep you. Do something creative today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.